beautiful.
Hello, lovers of the world. This is Cinta speaking. Here is a wrap up of my favorites of the month. The last monthly favorites video I made only focused on music, but I did manage to read 2 books this month, so I'm going to talk about that as well. So I'm going to go through the songs that I've been spinning a lot recently. This is also an opportunity for me to talk about musical projects that couldn't fit into my typical what I listened to recently videos. I want this to be a little bit more casual and really highlight the singles that I've really enjoyed that I would not have been able to do so otherwise. In no particular order, we've got Catching Bodies by Seko. I found this song while I was scrolling through in my Instagram For You page. This person has such a beautifully rich, deep, warm voice, and it really lives up to the name of the genre that it's in, soul, because it really is fulfilling your soul so much. So I really like that. Next song I've been really enjoying is April by Rose Gray. This artist had released an album earlier this year, but I've put it in my to-do list, but I haven't actually listened to it yet. I wasn't even sure what the genre was going to be. I just saw that a lot of people were talking about it, and I was always, open to experiencing new works of music. One day my friend and I were having a call and he made me listen to the song, and it just was so good. We both found it super nostalgic because it's like a genre or a sound that takes me back to high school when we all still cared about what was on the radio, and the radio played music as if we were all going to a gay party in Mykonos. This is a sound that really takes me back to a specific time, like 2016, 2015 era of EDM dance pop music that was just so ubiquitous. Next, I've got Guardian Angel by Carly Rae Jepsen. So this is a song released to commemorate the 10th anniversary of the pop Bible itself, Emotion. I like Guardian Angel more than the last single that Carly had released, titled More. Guardian Angel just fits my vibe better, and I think it's the perfect capture of the emotion sound, but it doesn't feel rehashed or repetitive. One of the key strengths of Carly Rae Jepsen has always been her remarkable consistency and the ability to channel that brightness of finding love for the first time, and this song really embodies that feeling. The next song that I really liked is called Shawty by Hyolyn. This is a deliciously sexy R&B song that I feel like, left to the hands of Hyolyn, really lives up to its full potential. Hyolyn is really on a league of her own, and it is really interesting how she seems to fly under the radar of K-pop, but I think it's mostly because she's doing everything at her own pace and to her own specific desires. Like, she's not really following any particular trends, and this is all the more reason why she's standing out so much. She also, of course, is using her legacy very well, kind of using her status and resources to do what a lot of K-pop girl groups couldn't really do in this day and age, aside from maybe Kiss of Life, who are one of the groups that were bringing back that stereotypical second gen flavor of sexiness, except they nerfed themselves with their most recent cultural appropriation scandal. So that really kind of leaves a gap in the market for a really deliciously sexy R&B concept, and Hyolyn just came in and said, I'm gonna do all of that with ease. And I really love this song, and it kind of reminded me of another song, which ended up kind of me revisiting that other song, the other song being Too On by Tinashe. I think both have the same energy of confident swag that a boss lady can have. Obviously, they're completely different themes and subject matter and approach to R&B, but there's something kind of confident and seductive, self-assured. There's something so self-assured in the way they present their sexiness that I think exists on the same plane. So I've also been really listening to Too On. I love to get too on. And then another R&B song is called Ride or Die by Iris G. So Iris G is a Kiwi singer that I found on my Instagram For You page. She doesn't have a lot of songs yet on her Spotify, but I found this song really good, and I'm keeping an eye out for her. I would love to be more in tuned with the local talent that we have here. And then the last song is called The Beginning of the End by Hemlock Springs. It's been a while since she dropped a new music, and this is the first single of her upcoming project. So I'm very excited. Interesting song. I especially kind of like that rock section towards the second half, bursting with her personality and the classic Hemlock Springs sound. So I'm really looking forward to what she comes up with next. And then I mentioned that I read 2 books. One of them I read completely by accident. Sometimes I just borrow stuff from the library, and I have really no intention of reading them because I have so much to do, and if I'm reading a book, it means I'm procrastinating all the other tasks that I need to do on my to-do list. So one day I just decided to read this as an ebook, Sparkling Cyanide, an Agatha Christie standalone that I found was way better than I expected it to be, because I mentioned this a few times in my Hercule Poirot videos, but I pretty much know how most, if not all, Hercule Poirot books end, or the outline of them all, because I have either read the book or have seen an episode of it in the BBC Poirot David Suchet series. And I thought I knew the plot of Sparkling Cyanide because I watched the adaptation, but it's just so different, the text version, and I enjoyed it way more than I thought it was gonna be. I had already decided to dedicate a video, however short that might be, to each of Agatha Christie's non-series works. So anything that's not Tommy Tuppence, Hercule Poirot, Miss Marple will have its own video, and then I'll probably do like a ranking video or something on it. But even if I didn't decide on that already, I probably would have decided to make a video about this book anyways, because I just ended up writing 3 pages of notes on my first read. Like, imagine if I kept going. And that was just like my first impression. So I just have so much more to say about Sparkling Cyanide. And then I am rereading Death on the Nile. So I have like so many copies of Death on the Nile, and one day we realized that I could just hold a book club situation with my friends because I just have that many copies that I can lend them all out. So for my birthday, we were all going to discuss Death on the Nile together because it is one of my favorite books ever. So even though I already have pages and pages and pages of notes about this book, but I decided that I kind of wanted to read this as if I was my friend, trying to imagine what they might be thinking as they're reading it for the first time. And it's no great trouble to reread my favorite book, of course. I always find Agatha Christie books so easy to read, even though they are old-timey language. But there's just such a quickness and a brightness to the way that she writes her books that I feel like you can easily sit down and read this in like just a few hours. And aside from that, that's all I really wanted to share with you today for this monthly favorites video. Thank you for watching this. Let me know what you think of this series. I know in a way they kind of take away time from my other projects, but sometimes I really just want to sit down in front of a camera and, you know, minimal notes and just talk about what I love. Sometimes when I undertake these bigger projects that take hours and hours of writing, it just feels so refreshing to be able to sit down and be like da 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 da. Let me know in the comments if you go and listen to my recommendations, what you thought about them. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. All my social media links are down in the description, alongside my Ko-fi and Patreon page if you want to support my work. Anyway, I look forward to sharing my love with you again next time. Bye! I'll see you next month.